Hello everyone and welcome to the Newegg TV ALT+TAB live show. This is show number 4. I'm Paul. I'm here
Joanne.
with Joanne. Thank you for being here, Joanne.
Yes, I'm very happy to be here.
So it's Joanne's first time being here on the live stream, so we welcome her. We welcome all of you. Joining us today, we have some random tech stories to talk about, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So
yeah, it will.
Just keep the comments in the Twitch chat, you know, respectful. Sure.
That is some spicy mint you gave me. Wow. Still trying to get over the after effect. Yeah.
Oh, the mint.
Yeah, the mint.
Oh, it's a Listerine pocket pack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oof.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Okay,
yeah.
so it is what is today? February 22nd, 2014.
21st.
21st.
Chezz is in the back doing QA. Yeah, we got Chezz here again, guys, by the way. We should we keep forgetting to plug Chezz's live streams. If you guys want to watch Chezz play some Battlefield 4, and what else do you do besides I usually see you playing Battlefield 4.
DayZ and Titanfall.
DayZ,
oh,
Titanfall.
Titanfall. Did you guys
we're gonna talk about Titanfall in just a sec. But watch Chezz's stream is really awesome, and he's awesome in the helicopter on Battlefield 4. What's your Twitch?
Just Chezz.
Just twitch.tv/Chezz. Check him out. Okay, let's start our first topic with what did you do last weekend? Because from my understanding, many of you might have been playing the Titanfall beta.
Oh,
did you play the Titanfall beta, Joanne?
I watched some videos on it, but it looks
videos?
super cool. I want to get into like a mech and start shooting at people, but
yes.
Yeah, anyway.
I was not in the Titanfall beta because I went hiking last weekend. It was a lot of fun. I did a video on my channel of it if you really are interested in hiking. Yeah.
Oh. How
I
healthy
did a vlog video.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I was healthy. I'm trying to get in shape, right? But yeah, so I didn't have Titanfall beta, but I did play it here because Steve set it up, actually on our streaming system, which was pretty awesome. So I got to play a few rounds, not very long, but Steve said best FPS game in 4 years, and that's a lot coming from Steve because he plays a lot of video games of all varieties, but he loves FPSs as well. I had a very, very brief time playing with it, but I thought it was awesome too. The Titans that you can play, and you can play as a person, and the jetpack and the wall running and the abilities that the Titans have, and there's a nice amount of balance. I felt like even in the short time I played between playing in a Titan or playing as a person, because you can jump up on top of the Titans and like pull stuff off and start shooting into them. We'll give you guys a pro tip that Steve found out. I hope he's not going to be mad at me for sharing his secret. But one of the cool things in Titanfall is there's NPCs that are running around. So each side, even though it's 6v6, will have extra NPCs that run around, and you can shoot them down and get some extra points and stuff like that. But there's certain ones called I forget the name of them. They're like cyber dudes or something like that, and they're in little groups. But you can go up and hack them. Like you stab a thing into their neck, and you have to wait a second to hack them, and basically they'll follow you around. So what Steve was doing?
Oh my God, cute minions!
Yeah, he was getting groups of minions, and then instead of being in a big Titan, he'd be wandering around with like an army of these mechs that he had like taken over from the other side.
Seriously, are they yellow and small?
I don't know. I think they just look like little people, but they have NPC names over them. But that was kind of cool. It seems like a really cool game. The beta is closed, unfortunately, but definitely going to be trying that out once it's available.
Do you think we'll be able to get it on Let's Play? Because that would be pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you guys haven't checked it out, we're doing a lot of Let's Plays lately. We have consoles set up right now, but we're building a really super sweet gaming PC that we're going to set up over there as well. Asus is sending over a 4K display, so we're going to be able to use that and play at 4K. And we'll be doing more Let's Plays of PC games as well as consoles games, and a lot of those are going on Newegg Arcade. So if you guys aren't already subscribed to Newegg Arcade as well as Newegg TV, then do that, I suppose.
But the latest one that I did was Dead Rising 3, so if you're curious, you should go check that out. It's a pretty fun game.
I've not had the opportunity yet to.
I kept trying to pester you to play. I was like, come on, Paul, it's on.
I did a lot this week. I was quite busy.
Well, you know what? It's also
the 750 and the 750 Ti launched on Monday. A ton of benchmarking with that, and then we went to Steve and I went to Obsidian Entertainment. Sorry, my brain fart. We went to Obsidian Entertainment. They did the South Park game, and they're currently working on some more games as well. But we have videos coming out for that too. They gave me a little stand figure right there from South Park, the Stick of Truth.
The Stick of Truth.
Yes, it seems like it's going to be a very entertaining, fun. It's a very funny game, at least. Cool. Oh, is Steve here?
Yeah, I don't know if he wants to be a mod.
Steve is
Steve.
All right, Steve's flying right now. He's on a plane.
He's here? Like,
no, Steve's in the chat right now.
That's what I meant.
Hi,
yeah.
Steve. So he was totally...
Oh, hi, Steve.
He's a mod. Mike set him up with that. Steve's flying to PDX land right now. Another little comment for you guys. I don't know if anyone who's watching the live stream right now might also be planning to go to PDX land this weekend. But if you do, keep an eye out for Steve and Jenny, because they're at PDX land. You're going to be wandering around and making videos, I presume. That sort of thing. All right, but let's talk about some tech news.
All right, who shall start, you or me?
I'm going to start. So,
okay.
Joanne has some tech stories that she looked up. I have some tech stories that I looked up, and we're each going to talk about our tech stories, and hopefully you guys will find that interesting. So, I'm going to start off by talking about WhatsApp, because it's just one of those stories that got a lot of coverage this past week. So WhatsApp is an application. If you don't already use it or know that, it's basically you can communicate with people and text and everything. It was sold to Facebook for $19 billion.
Always dealing in the billions, I know.
Which is an absurd number when you consider that stuff like YouTube was sold for like less than $2 billion.
Really?
YouTube, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, granted, it was when YouTube was much smaller and everything. But a couple interesting things. First off, the founders, Jan Koum and Brian Acton, actually applied to work at Facebook back in 2009, and then they got rejected, made WhatsApp, and then sold it for $19 billion to Facebook a few years later. That was kind of funny. But this article that we actually have right here, I brought it up here because it makes me angry. This is Bloomberg, and to me, I'm showing this article as an example of everything that's wrong with certain ways of business-minded thinking. This article is talking about how WhatsApp basically lost phone carriers out on $33 billion, but it's a really convoluted sort of businessy way of thinking about it. What they're comparing this to is text messaging rates. So if you have a text message plan and you don't have unlimited texting, which is fairly common in the US right now, but a lot of places outside the US, you have to pay per text. So they're basically saying if you had to pay for each text interaction that WhatsApp did, it would amount to something like 33 billion, like based on the numbers from 2013. But it's this type of thinking, I think, that really like hurts the way that businesses work and the way that technology works in general. Because you think about something like a text message, how much internet bandwidth does it take to send a text message?
Barely any, I'm guessing.
Yeah, like it's minuscule. It's nothing. So this is sort of adding to that myth that internet bandwidth is a precious commodity. That it is like, you know, this. We have these tiny pipes that we have to fit all the data through, and that's why you have to like pay extra for your data.
Well, you have to pay for this?
No. This is entirely speculation. This is saying, you know, if WhatsApp messages, because what people are using WhatsApp for, especially in certain areas, like I totally lost it where it was on the article right here. But for example, in Mexico, WhatsApp is extremely popular, and actually 90% of all instant messaging in Mexico goes through WhatsApp. Because in Mexico, I'm guessing they don't have quite as ready access to like unlimited texting plans from their cell phone providers, that sort of thing. So as a result, people who have data plans, you install WhatsApp, you communicate through that rather than the default SMS texts, and then you're circumventing the charge that you would have to pay for texts. But really, it's all data. It's all, you know, a tiny string of ones and zeros that get sent from one end of the internet to the other, and really that amount of data is like negligible. So the fact of viewing this as sort of this commodity and like, oh, all these texts that are getting sent for free, we should be charging them, you know, for every single one that gets sent. I just think it's kind of a backwards way of thinking, particularly when it comes to dealing with stuff like internet bandwidth and charging for that sort of thing. So
well, you know, companies are always trying to monetize everything. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's yeah. Corporations always want to make more money. And you can't blame them for that, but there's got to be some level of intelligence involved, I think. All right, so just to follow up to WhatsApp, was this funny little article, it's one of these top 9 things. So this is 9 things that are cheaper than WhatsApp.
Oh, okay.
So what could you buy for $33 billion? You could buy 4 World Trade Centers.
Damn, wow.
Nice, not bad.
Oh,
Lifetime use of 22-karat gold toilet paper rolls.
I wouldn't want to throw it away, though.
What? I wouldn't either.
Recycle.
I would keep the toilet paper even after I mean, the fact that this even exists for people to buy.
Are you sure it exists?
Yeah, you can buy this. You can buy this in it's the Toilet Paper Man in Australia.
For $1.3 million.
$1.3 million for a roll of golden toilet paper.
If I have a lot of money, I might just buy one. Just because.
No, don't do that. It's the height of. Okay, you could get 200 million years of Netflix, at least at their current rates. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
You could fund NASA for a year. I like some of these are at least a little bit. Would you rather wipe your butt with gold for the rest of your life or fund NASA? That's a tough choice. Fund NASA for a year. That's kind of. Here's this one's just kind of sad. Aww. Clean water and sanitation for the entire planet. I personally think that this is much more important.
And it's only $10 billion.
And it's not even. It's like almost so $10 billion. This is a much better use of that.
Why do we not do this?
I don't know. The people who have money, it's their. I don't know. Bill Gates, he's the only one trying to do that sort of thing, I guess. Who's
no. Zuckerberg, didn't he donate something to charity?
There's lots of people. There's lots of rich people who also invest in charities. It's a great tax write-off. Okay, you could pay for the London Olympics, $10.4 billion. All right, I don't want to dwell too much on this story. A cup of coffee for everyone in the world. Hooray!
Really?
38 billion IKEA hot dogs. That one just goes without saying. And then, all right, so the opposite of food and water for the entire world. 678 nukes.
Nuclear bombs.
Which would have totally been useful. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my story. Joanne, let's switch over to one of yours. What do you think?
Which one should I go over first?
The first one.
The first one?
Yeah, right? You put them in order. Hold on.
I did.
This was your first one.
All right, well, this one's more of a short story. It's just talking about the Samsung Galaxy S5. We kind of want your opinion more on this because obviously it hasn't really come out yet. It's just speculation. Basically, do you think it's going to blow the S4 out of the water? Of course, not with any crazy nanotech or anything like that, but maybe like a change in hardware or even the software if you like to use their personal interface. So what do you think? Because I mean, from what I've read, the S3 blew sales out of the water, but the S4 didn't do quite as well because they mainly just changed the software. So what do you think about the S5? Paul, do you have any?
Well, I think that's the thing, like why the S4 didn't do so well was because the S3 was such a solid phone across the board. So people who got that phone at that time, it's kind of like that with phones. There have been a lot of leaps in the past 10 years, but there's also been some amount of stagnation. There's only so many things you can do, and now we're seeing people move towards curved displays or that sort of thing. But it's difficult in that hardware market to really set your phone apart from the competition. So I guess they're hoping that this will.
But what do you think? Like maybe adding more aluminum to instead of using a plastic backing.
More aluminum?
Yeah, in
like
their hardware.
Build
just
quality?
more sturdy, more durable.
Yeah, I mean build quality is always nice. My wife has an HTC One, and I like that phone. Well, I like that phone a lot. HTC One. That's one of the ones I thought should have taken off a bit more than it did. But that one, it's got speakers on the front, and I thought that was just one of those things like.
Duh.
Doesn't it? But I mean, the sound on it, she just plays, movies or audiobooks or something like that, all the time, and she'll just set it down and it fills the room and it sounds way better than the audio coming from the back.
Even without a little mini.
Yeah, no little mini speaker. It's just got really good audio right off the bat. So I thought that was sort of one of those things that kind of set things apart a bit. But yeah.
I did learn something interesting about this. After the S3, I believe, they were the leading distributor of cell phones, I believe, smartphones.
Who was?
Samsung.
Samsung was the leading distributor of cell phones.
Smartphones.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, for some reason I thought it was the iPhone.
No, iPhone, I mean, iPhone is insanely profitable. But it's definitely not the most widely used, at least not for a while. When it first came out, as smartphones go, it was huge. But Unimatrix 36 says, I had a HTC Sensation, worst phone I ever had. Never get an HTC phone again. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Boom sound. Okay. So
should I just go over maybe to the other ones?
Let's just jump to another.
Just because those are shorter ones. There are some really interesting ones that I found that I want to go over with you guys, but let's knock out some of these.
All right. We got an Amazon story here.
2 of them actually. So that's why I wanted to link them together.
Joanne's touting the competition. It's okay, Joanne.
I'm not.
This
doesn't really have anything to do with us.
This is web TV.
Yeah, this is web TV. Amazon's thinking of a set box that would kind of be like the Apple TV or the Roku, if you're into that. I already watched their Instant Prime, and I buy a lot of their TV shows, so I love that feature. And they might even add games to that lineup, so that's kind of interesting.
Gaming games?
I believe so. They've already scooped up the game studio Double Helix Games, and they're looking to launch like an Android-based gaming console this year. But you know, rumors so far.
Okay.
And as for the other story, Amazon is bringing Prime Instant Video to UK. I've already been enjoying it for like couple years now, I think. Yeah, I love that like as soon as like a new episode of a TV show, a popular TV show comes out, I get it the next day. Of course, some HBO shows and other shows, they don't really quite have the licensing on it, but I'd say overall I love it because a lot of the new movies that come out, I get like pretty much, I think when they come out on DVD, like you'll get it on Amazon or even before. So
yeah, HBO's not really big into licensing their content to other people, but that's okay.
But the UK, they're paying £70 per year, which is approximately $132.
Oh.
Which is, I believe, quite a bit more than us. I think I'm paying 80, or they might have raised it to 90 a year for that service. So just something fun to look at.
Cool. All right. So nobody shop at Amazon, shop at Newegg. That's
Yeah, but this is movies and stuff.
That's true.
Yeah, totally different.
All right, so you said did you want to talk about your supercomputer story?
Why don't you go over to one of yours, and then I'll hop back to that one.
We'll come back.
Yeah.
All right, nuclear bombs. All right, so I have Netflix. Netflix, okay. So how many of you all use Netflix? Most of you? Many of you? Lots of you? If you don't use Netflix, you probably do some type of video streaming in your home if you have broadband access and a decent computer, and if you watch this show. Hey, speaking of which, you're watching streaming video right now, so see, I proved you wrong, those of you who are saying, no, I don't do that. So we've already talked a little bit on this show about the recent stuff with the FCC, the court case that was won by Verizon, I believe, which basically said net neutrality is not something that large ISPs need to adhere to. They have not been classified as common carriers at this point, but what people have been on the lookout for is evidence that these streaming services, Netflix in particular is a huge one, obviously, just due to its popularity and the widespreadness of people who use it, but others as well. But people have been on the lookout to see if these ISPs, now that they are not legally obligated to treat all traffic equally, if they're actually doing anything to act on that. So one of those is Netflix, of course, and here's a BGR article talking about Netflix and how the quality of the streaming has really taken a nosedive over the past few months. So there's a dispute right now between Netflix and Verizon in particular. I actually have another story on that, but there's one thing to point out. Time Warner Cable, for example, they have not updated their networks. They have not been putting in the amount of work necessary to upgrade their infrastructure, and they're using that as a reason to say, look, the infrastructure is not there. That's why we need to charge for this additional bandwidth that Netflix uses. But it's also the question that comes back to, if you're paying for an internet package, if you're paying for a certain bit rate, if I have Verizon Fios, I have 50 megabit down and 25 megabit up. And basically, if I'm trying to stream Netflix and I have 50 megabit down, and the most a 1080 Netflix stream is going to take less than 10 megabits, then I should always have 1080. Nice, smooth. There should be plenty of overhead there available. But they're saying, no, you don't. Or at least people who had that situation and try to watch the videos, it's not coming in at the highest quality possible, or it's stuttering and that sort of thing. And Netflix monitors this. Netflix will tell you certain ISPs that you're connecting to. They have a rating system that they use. Here's a story specifically about Verizon, since there's an ongoing dispute between Verizon and Netflix. So for any of you guys who are also trying to watch maybe the House of Cards Season 2 this past weekend, those were the two things I kept seeing tweets about, was Titanfall and House of Cards Season 2. But streaming speeds for Verizon Fios customers dropped by 14%. between December and January. Coincidentally, the same time frame that. Yeah. Are you on Verizon as well, Mike?
No, I'm on Time Warner Cable.
Time Warner Cable.
Me too.
Netflix quality dropped, and I actually wasn't able to live stream for the first month of this year because it was so unstable.
Yeah. So basically, apart from whatever agreement you have for a certain amount of bandwidth, there's certain things that they might say, like, oh, well, you're paying for 50 megabit connection. That's up to 50 megabits. It could be anything less than that at any time. And it doesn't seem right, and there's really nothing in place at this time to keep them from doing the right thing and treating the traffic equally. So there's also this back and forth. Netflix, for example, uses Cogent Communications for their broadband service, to provide their bandwidth. And then the broadband companies, the ISPs that you pay, they do the connection between you and the internet. So there's a strange back and forth. On the one hand, they're saying like, oh, well, we'll provide these customers to you if you pay an extra charge or something. So the ISPs and the bandwidth providers are trying to charge each other for their services. Oh. And then on top of that, the ISPs are trying to charge people for that.
So we're getting stuck in the middle, sort of?
Yeah, and really what it comes down to is none of these, or at least the ISPs, the people who are more responsible for upgrading the infrastructure in general so that people can have access to that, are dragging their feet and not doing anything about that to improve things.
So it's messing everything up.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have moved to a place where Verizon Fios already existed, but anyone who's thinking like, oh cool, I might get Verizon Fios soon, if you don't already have it, you're probably not going to get it because they've already said, yeah, we're done with that.
Ooh.
They'd rather have a manufacturer limitation so that they can charge more or charge for the certain amount of bandwidth or charge based on how much usage you have. And really when it comes down to it, when you're talking about bits of data and the usage of electricity, once the infrastructure is there, there's maintenance, there's upkeep, but there's not a whole lot that says like, oh well, this data is going through there and that data is going to cost more than this data. Yeah. It's all ones and zeros. So, and I know we've talked about this a lot in live streams, and we mentioned it in Yoked and that sort of thing. But really, it's something that we need to keep hammering on, because if people aren't aware of it, then nothing's going to happen.
Petition time?
Yeah, petitions, and there's already petitions that are out there that people have signed. But yeah, write your congressperson, do all that sort of stuff.
It takes 100,000 signatures so the the White House has to like look at it or something like that.
Yeah, that's one of the things. If you do I think the whitehouse.gov, and you can start a petition there for that sort of thing. But here's a specific example of why this ploy works for the ISPs due to consumer ignorance. And I'm going to talk about my dad, so apologies, Dad, if you're watching this. But I was visiting with my parents a couple weeks ago. And my dad asked me, he's like, when we were trying to watch streaming video lately and it's not working, or it's not we're not
stuttering,
getting,
maybe?
It's it's either stuttering or it has to stop and buffer, or it drops the quality down to something like 240p or something like that. And he's like, I'm thinking of upgrading our internet connection plan. I'm going to pay the extra 15 or 20 bucks a month. And I was like, what do you have now? And he had 25 both ways, I think, is the plan he's on right now. And I was like, that is more than enough. Unless you're doing 4K, that is plenty. But that's another effect of this happening, is people who don't really understand the way the internet works in general, or the way like you have that amount of bandwidth available to you. Paying for more is just going to give those companies more. There's no way that my parents at home are using the amount of bandwidth that they're paying for, but still, because the ISPs can do tricky things like routing the traffic through more clogged network hubs, internet hubs, that sort of thing, and make it seem as though that exists, then people will be like, oh, well, I better pay more to upgrade my service.
Oh, well, that's just straight out lying to you.
Yeah, it's just very deceptive, and it's one of those things, obviously, to make more money, but public knowledge of it's very important, and I suppose, end rant. Okay. But yeah, so there's a little bit on Netflix, and if you guys have noticed your Netflix not working as well as it used to, or being slow, or just being dumb, yeah.
It has been buffering quite a bit.
Yeah, and also asking for infrastructure. We're seeing, we did the stories on Google Fiber on Yoke this week, and people want that infrastructure, and people are going to their local governments to say, let's work with with companies like Google who are willing to do this and not play games with how much they're charging or the service they're providing, and let's look for other options. But then of course you have anyway. We could talk about this for a very long time. I want to take a
quick moment to look at the comments.
All right, Ben2556 asks, fun question. What do you guys think would be more profitable, selling lemonade right next to Starbucks or mining Dogecoin with the Core 2 Duo?
Dogecoin!
Lemonade.
Dogecoin. Next to Starbucks, though? People are going to walk right past you and go to Starbucks.
Oh, come on. It'll be a cute little lemonade stand. How can they just put little kids there to sell lemonade?
Then you got to pay the kids.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Kids work for free.
They do. Just feed them.
It's like the
chocolate.
good old days. All right. Yeah. So, Joanne, you want to go next?
Yeah. Let's see. Let's go over the supercomputer Beagle.
Supercomputer Beagle.
A little about the name. It wasn't named after a dog, although there are beagles out there. But it was named after the ship that carried the then 22-year-old Charles Darwin. I can't see him that young. But anyway, on his scientific voyage around the world in 1831. And basically what this really crazy fast computer does is it can analyze 240 entire genomes in just 2 days. So to kind of give you a comparison of just how fast it's computing, is that the same task would take a 2.1 gigahertz CPU 47 years. That's right.
Wow.
I said years, not like days or months, but years. So imagine that kind of power for gaming and editing and things.
For gaming?
What? I'm just saying that.
Seems a little overkill for gaming.
Or editing or something. That would be crazy. Are we missing out?
Thinking machines, supercomputers, gene sequencers break down the strand in minutes.
Yeah. Apparently there are like 3.2 billion pairs to decode, so that's why it would technically take months to like analyze something like that. But because we only decode about under 2% of the genomes, because that's where about 80% of the mutations are, because that's what we're trying to use the project to, find those mutations early, or find your genes in your family early, so then you can use preventative medicine and practices. So basically under 2%, that these are the protein coding DNA genes, I believe, and they are called the exome EXOME sequencing. That's what the decoding is called for that. And
so they need to use this to create an army of X-Men, I think. That's what they should be doing.
Yeah, splice.
Yeah, because honestly, we've been waiting long enough for these like supposed mutations to happen in humans and give us like superpowers. People to be born with the ability to light themselves on fire. Like, we should really just take this sort of thing into our own hands. Use the Beagle. Create mutated genes. Superheroes. Yeah,
but if it goes wrong, you could get like 3 heads and like 1 arm.
Yeah, but that never happens.
Oh,
Radioactive spider bites you. It's like you don't like die.
Oh no! You suddenly overnight like get a 6-pack and these bulging muscles, and you can scale walls and shoot webbing out of your hand.
Science.
Yep, science.
Beautiful. Can it run Minecraft? Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you to let me do my thing. Yes, it can run Minecraft.
Okay. So
I should have seen that one coming.
Okay, but to kind of wrap this up, this process using the Beagle basically shows us that we can, in the future, limit the, I believe, time and the cost of trying to analyze these genomes, and we want to get it to about, I believe they said $1,000 for a full genome analyze. So.
Does that mean it could clone you as well if it analyzes your entire genome?
Oh my gosh. Like successfully clone, right? Not like clone you and then you kind of like, you're fine at first and then you get all sickly and die?
No, because your IUA can't be split between 2 bodies.
Oh.
Or 3 bodies. I forget how that works.
But that's a little creepy, right?
What?
It's a little creepy how you just kind of like start falling apart and you die. I mean, the whole concept is a little bit creepy, but...
Yeah, that's what usually happens in the scientific tests that they've done about this. Okay, so I think there's lots of good uses for this, and hopefully it will be used for good rather than evil.
Yeah,
I think that's the main thing we have to hope anytime that we have some sort of supercomputer that pops up.
But I do think
it will be used to.
Well, for now, it's used to spot mutations early, like I mentioned earlier, and then to see before they become symptomatic.
To cure genetically, inherited disease.
Like Alzheimer's,
sort of
yeah. Or give me some more dementia. Any other ones? I really should know more. I did take psych, a lot of it.
You did?
Sorry, it is the end of the day.
Joanne's psychology. Okay, do you have another one, Joanne?
You want me to go for another one? Sure. I kind of want to go over. Here's a really cool one. Ever heard? Well, this is really new. Simgo. If you could go to the Simgo one.
Simgo.
Yeah. So I'm just going to just kind of summarize this for you. So basically, when you go traveling, what I do is I make sure I go into my phone settings and turn off data roaming.
Yeah, airplane mode the entire time I was in Taiwan.
Well, but I still wanted to text, so that's why I just want to turn off the the international roaming, like the data roaming and stuff. Yeah. So because I didn't want to come home to find like a $2,000 to $5,000 bill, and I'm like So basically what this is it's designed as like a case for your cell phone, for your smartphone, and you take out your SIM card, and then you put the case on the phone, and then you get the app that goes with this SimGo case, and then what happens is that it'll like search for local area like fees and stuff and connections, and it'll charge you what the locals get charged to use to call on their phone. So, and people can call you from the States too. So using like your own number, because if you switch out a card, then you have to like tell everybody, oh, I have this new number, call me at that number. So I just think it's like a really easy way if you travel a lot, don't get overcharged, and yeah, they're going to unveil this at the, I believe, what is it? At the Mobile World Congress, and it's going to be available in countries like Brazil, in 30 countries actually, but like Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Israel, Italy, Mexico, and of course the US and some other countries. So
cool.
That's something.
That sounds very cool. I've been to the Philippines once. I'm supposed to go back to the Philippines later this year. But yeah, that like my wife and her family, they keep extra phones just to bring to the Philippines. So it's always nice to be able to keep your own phone.
Yeah, and it's easy. You just like kind of slip on the cover, and this is what they're saying and what I'm envisioning, and then just go, oh, I'm going to this country, and then just have it search for the fees, and you're good.
I like that. I see. All right, sorry. I'm just favoriting some tweets for you guys, so I can hopefully bring them up here. All right, tweets.
Okay. Should I look?
I'm gonna read some tweets.
Okay, what tweets are you reading?
We have a weird tweet setup going on here, so if you favorite a tweet, then I can pull it up. I can pull it up for us right here.
Okay.
All right. So John Thomas is asking. He says, "I'm a complete noob when it comes to computer builds. Will X8, X8, X4 SLI benchmark lower than X16, X8, X8s. Actually, you will not be able to benchmark X8, X8, X4 because NVIDIA requires an X8 connection. You can do it with Crossfire. Crossfire will do X4 and others, but NVIDIA requires X8, even if you're talking PCI Express Gen 2 or PCI Express Gen 3. But generally speaking, most video cards cannot saturate or even come close to saturating PCI Express bus, so it wouldn't be a huge difference. But I always prefer to go with more bandwidth if possible, so that's why most of the time right now, if people are asking about doing like really advanced SLI or Crossfire setups, like 3-way or more, I usually recommend going with Ivy Bridge E or Sandy Bridge E because you get 40 PCI Express lanes.
I still have a Sandy Bridge E. I really can't wait to upgrade. Soon.
Really?
Soon. Yes.
Oh yeah, you were going to upgrade.
Yes, I am.
What are you upgrading to?
I told you, 4770K, although I might just end up using the 4930.
That's not a huge upgrade, you know?
Okay, I said I might use the 4930 because I'm planning on using my next computer for editing too, so.
Okay. Chris Poole says things. I agree.
What?
Wholeheartedly.
Oh, I see it too. Things.
Yep.
Yes, many things on the show.
Robin Abraham, how's it going, Robin? Asks, have you got any idea why PC parts and such are a lot cheaper in the States than in Europe? Well, I do have a vague idea of that. First off, manufacturers have regional regions that they send stuff to, and they'll kind of separate stuff in that way. A lot of that's to deal with returns when they come back, and support, especially if you're a manufacturer. It's one of the reasons why NVIDIA Shield is not available globally yet. It's because they have to set up the support in each individual area. But the biggest reason is going to be actually whatever country you live in. Chances are they have some types of taxes, duties, import fees that are set up. Those are usually in place to protect manufacturing. Without getting too deep into it, there's a good reason why there's not a whole lot of manufacturing still in the United States. A big part of that is that we have very favorable trade agreements with manufacturing countries such as China, Taiwan. These countries have a lot of manufacturing going on there. We do not charge them when they bring stuff into the country. So the reason it's more expensive, generally speaking, is going to be to protect industry in your own country where you live. It's kind of a weirder situation when you're talking about like technology and PC parts, because those require very advanced fabs, facilities where they actually manufacture those parts. So
you mean like for CPUs and stuff? It's
for
like,
CPUs and stuff, there's not very many CPU fabs worldwide compared to companies that make plastics or furniture or something like that.
Well, it's just the whole process. It's like so fine and like grains of sand. That's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, usually that's the reason it's going to be blame your country, I guess is what I get into. But there's good reason why it's like that. So it's not all bad. There is some positive to it, but I understand in certain cases, like you want to buy a CPU and there's some crazy markup because when they just import it just to get it across the border into your country, they have to add this much extra money, and usually that's passed along to you as a consumer, and that doesn't necessarily protect your country from, like, it's not like if you live in Great Britain, there's a bunch of CPU manufacturing going on there, I guess. So yeah, there's two sides to that coin, but that's
I have noticed that like a lot of stuff in like Europe just tends to cost more.
Empty timeline.
What?
Oh, I'm just breaking things. All right.
Any more tweets?
Brian Walker says suddenly everything's right again. Everything seems right again. That's cool. Do you think Oculus VR is going to be a new thing for the common consumer? It's a good question. I have not personally tried out Oculus yet. Have you? Did you try Oculus, Joanne?
No.
Like when we were at Comic-Con or anything?
No, I didn't get to go to Comic-Con.
Oh, okay, yeah, I have not had the opportunity to try out Oculus personally yet. I'm definitely interested to try. And it does seem like we're getting to the point finally where some of these technologies are becoming mainstream enough or accessible enough that, really you can have something set up like, some example I want to use. AMD has Surround House that they've been showing at certain trade shows and stuff, which is basically AMD GPU powered with tons and tons of displays. They've been adding more to them in the recent demos they've been doing. And you go in there and you stand there and they have this complete 3D like video game simulation that they've put together with positional audio going on all around you. And it's a really cool experience, but that type of thing is very impractical for somebody to set up at home. Something like Oculus, obviously it's made for use in the home. So I think it's definitely a step towards an innovative way to sort of enhance the gaming experience, and it's definitely, everything I've read about it says it's just awesome to be able to look, and to sort of get over like moving the mouse to look around versus like looking around and then you look around.
That brings me to, well, after you're done here, it's kind of relative. It's the Google Tango.
Oh, the Tango.
Yeah.
Oh, Joanne's segueing. Yes.
I'm segueing.
Joanne,
no, wait. But after you're done, talking.
I'm just about done.
Oh, okay. I just didn't want to interrupt you, but
thank you. I appreciate that.
But one article I found especially just mind blown is the Google's Project Tango, which basically allows your smartphone, well, it's like an entire smartphone, 5-inch one that they've developed themselves, to go ahead and make a 3D map of whatever it is like that's around you. It's pretty cool. You can walk into your living room and they'll do 3D map, and then it's really useful because then you can just get measurements and put them on your phone, like, oh, I'm going to shopping for furniture, so this is X amount of inches long, so that's the space I'll need or whatnot. But it's especially good for people with disabilities, like let's say blind people. If they use this application, or just the whole phone really, then, you know, when they're walking and let's say there are objects all around them, obviously, and then it'll be like maybe, hey, you know, there's something on your left, or watch out here or something. It'll just give them audible cues so they'll know not to like bump into things. And I think that's great. Or especially when they're going to a particular place, maybe it has that navigation, but like extra bit of navigation that tells you your obstacles too. But what else is it used for? Let's see.
Seems pretty cool though. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's amazing. It's literally like, you know what it reminds me of? Incredibles. And that was like years ago. Do you remember the little probe thing that does a scanning?
Yeah.
I forget what it's called, but it like scans the room, basically a 3D scan. Well, I mean, also does like.
Or in, gosh, I'm getting like all of my sci-fi that I've watched in the past 2 years all meshed together in my head. But like, oh man, was it one of the? I can't. It might have been a Doctor Who, I forget. But they have these little pods and they go into this subterranean thing and they pop it up and the pod goes up and it moves around and it does like a scan the whole way and it maps out the whole thing. Yeah, it's kind of cool. But my question would be like, what if your phone has a really crappy camera on it?
No. It's not going to be on your phone. You don't install an app. They're creating like their own smartphone.
Oh, so it's a completely new piece of hardware.
Yeah, it's like, you know, their own like built from the ground up, I'm guessing, like hardware.
I thought this was something that goes on your phone.
And basically they have these sensors on the phone that make more than 250 million 3D measurements every second.
Wow.
Okay? And they use that data to build the 3D model of your surroundings. So it's like some real high-tech stuff here.
So your battery could basically be dead in about 20 minutes.
My battery?
Your phone battery.
Oh, okay. I was like, my mic battery?
That's just my assumption.
No. Hey. Here's the thing. Battery life. There's something on battery life too. It doesn't exist in current smartphones right now, but there's something I read here. Okay, there's something called the Myriad 1. I believe it's a chip or something that can power complex algorithms needed for computer vision without draining the smartphone's battery.
Oh.
Solves your problem right there.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, shut my mouth.
Oh, anyway, cool. It's a vision processing chip that's called the Myriad 1. But yeah, they basically got most of the bases covered. I mean, and then like after, I mean, they have the prototype right now, and they're going to send about, I think, 200 units out by like March of this year to software developers to get some applications on there and see what can work with this piece of hardware. So I'm excited, very excited. But I don't think it's going to hit the shelves too soon. And Google did say that it's not a final shipping product, so I guess just, you know, just don't take it for what it is right now.
Yeah, so, I'd be interested to try that. I wonder if you could use that to create like levels, like create maps in games. Like take your phone around and map some area out and then just import it.
Oh yeah.
And make like a level in a game.
No, of course, I totally forgot about this. But there's another cool feature about this is that let's say you can map a room, any room, and then you could start playing games in it. Or just kind of like fusion, right? It's like using that, you know, the room for like an environment, and then I don't know, playing blocks in there or whatever game that they have developing in there. But I think that's pretty cool. It's like here, scan this room, and I'm gonna play this particular game in this setting. So I think it's pretty awesome.
I'm down for that. Try it out. Okay, so let's see, what was I doing next? I'm refreshing this. And I'm going over here. I'm gonna do some. I've got some more stuff to talk about here. NVIDIA. Where'd that go? All right, I'm gonna skip. Here's a quick Tesla story. I wanted to bring up. Tesla, if you guys don't know, electric cars, super popular. Woz drives one. They're super sweet. I would love one, but they're a bit expensive right now. But Tesla is theoretically opening up they're creating a new factory. So next week, the company will detail plans for its Gigafactory. They must be making like what are those mechs in Pacific Rim? Oh, the hunters. No, Jaegers. The Jaegers.
They're called Jaegers. Yeah, I'm thinking
Jaegers
of
there.
Yeah.
But it's actually what they're talking about is making batteries, and they're still talking about lithium ion. So it doesn't seem like a huge leap forward as far as the battery technology, but definitely the batteries that they're making for cars. Upping the fabrication of that, because creating the batteries for the cars seems to be the biggest limitation. So having a factory dedicated to that could also potentially lead to Tesla being able to create, for example, a more consumer-based car. So instead of the cars are fairly reasonably priced right now for luxury vehicles, but bringing a Tesla-like car down to like a price point that you know, people with regular working jobs could afford, that'd be super cool. Electric cars, and they go really fast. I like Teslas. Anyway, not too much else to say about that one, but I wanted to bring it up real quick. All right, here's an interesting story. We were sharing, this one's from PC Perspective, by the way.
Coin mining. Ooh.
Coin mining, all right. So, so Chezz is over there, and I sent this story over to him yesterday because Chezz is our resident Bitcoin expert, I guess, or as close to that as we have, because he's the only one who's actually mined Bitcoins around here. Or you didn't? No, you were doing Litecoin, right?
I was doing Litecoin.
Yeah, he was doing
Let's
Litecoin.
go for like $20 a piece, right?
13.
13?
Right
oh,
they dropped?
There was a big drop, wasn't there?
there was.
A day or two ago?
So how much are Bitcoins now? 500?
585.
585.
Oh my God, I'm so awesome.
Yes, you are. Okay. All right. So, but AMD cards have been in short supply recently, and
oh, I've read about that.
no comment on that part of it. But what we're going to here to talk about is NVIDIA coin mining, because NVIDIA graphics cards have not been as successful or as cost-effective in mining Bitcoins up till now with the introduction of Maxwell. So if you guys were watching our channel, you might have seen a bunch of 750 and 750 Ti Maxwell GPU coverage earlier this week. So PC Perspective took a look at this, and basically they're saying that due to the power savings of Maxwell, since these are 55 and 60 watt TDP cards, which is way less. We have some charts here, so they're talking about the mining performance of those, and you can see they're down towards the bottom. But bear in mind, the other cards on this list cost way more. The MSRP for the 750
R9290X
is 120. The MSRP for the 750 Ti is 150. So if you look at it compared to the 650 Ti down there, you can see it's way more. The TDP right there, this is a huge story, and this was the reason why Chezz wasn't able to create a Bitcoin mining empire, was due to power costs, because
300.
Yeah, so the TDP
Lord.
of all these other cards is at least, they're just about double, if not more, than the 750 Ti, and the 750 Ti even overclocked. So if you look at the performance per dollar, you'll see the graphs start to flip-flop. 1.77, 1.97 mining performance per dollar. The only things that are really comparing there are the R7 260X and 270X. Mining performance per watt, though, this is the chart to look at. If you're at all interested in coin mining or cryptocurrency mining, and power is a concern, if you're thinking about doing something home-based or whatever, and you don't have, you can't plug straight into the grid and sit free power. I don't know how people do this who actually do it on a regular basis. Performance per watt is huge on these cards, and it's a testament to the power efficiency of Maxwell, but also hopefully maybe a counter to the again, the shortage of the AMD cards that we've been seeing a lot with lately, which has been driving prices up and causing gamers who would like to just buy those cards to play some video games with a bit of distress. So yeah, I'm sure that's some good news for some, and we can expect hopefully 750 Ti and 750 Ti, or 750 and 750 Ti don't sell out as well and become very scarce, but
maybe unless the price of Bitcoins really just dips.
Well, it's been dropping a bit lately, but just like any commodity that's out there, it's going to bounce back and forth.
So basically, the TI, it's in the long run, it's worth it. Basically, it'll just take longer, right? But it's worth it because of the power. Yeah,
it'll take long, but I mean, also the way these get set up a lot of the time is you create a system with very minimal PCI Express. You split up all your PCI Express lanes. You're going to be mining with 6 cards or 8 cards on one system because you don't need SLI or Crossfire to use the cards together for 3D rendering like you would with 3D rendering. You can have them plugged in independently, and they can go about their mining.
So Paul, do you mine?
No.
Why not?
I just haven't had the time.
Power's too expensive here.
Power is too expensive.
But with so much power just in this room.
I'm not going to mine here at work. This is where we do work.
Just kidding.
Okay. We'll talk later. All right. Okay, so that's my coin mining story. I wanted to talk about that real quick, and let's do a few more Twitter few more Twitter questions. 'Cause
What
I
do
did
they
go
have
through.
on there? Let me check mine.
Will Intel, all right, this is from Parker Kiltz.
Mm-hmm.
Will Intel, here, let's switch back to that one. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay. Will Intel come out with a new or updated Northbridge for their enthusiast CPUs? For Ivy Bridge, no. Ivy Bridge is stuck with X79, which is adequate for now. Most of the biggest downfall there is probably SATA 6 connectivity, but a lot of the newer motherboards just add on a bunch of add-on chips for that. Haswell E is the successor. Where rumors say that Haswell E should be coming later this year, Q3 or Q4, and the rumors there are that there'll be an X99 chipset for that, and probably also a new socket. And for anyone who says like, oh, they're making us upgrade to a new socket again, remember the socket 2011 came out in 2011. So it's been alive and active, and even has had new CPUs for it for well over 3 years, which is pretty good. That's why I often recommend investing in enthusiast platforms for people, because Intel keeps those as the top end for quite some time. All right. Oh, somebody's been all right, this is from Tiffany, who apparently has been watching my channel. Thank you, Tiffany, for watching my YouTube channel. Paul said he was an introvert in his blog. How did you choose a profession as public as YouTube?
It's just the camera.
How did you get into YouTube? Are you an introvert?
I'm actually an introvert too.
No, you're not.
No, I literally locked myself in my room and played video games for like 2 years in my early college days.
Ah.
Yeah. And then I'm like, I should really leave this dark room and find life.
So you joined Newegg to save yourself, is what you're saying.
Hey, I see people every day, and I do talk to you guys.
That is true.
Yeah,
you do talk and interact with us.
just, you know.
I kind of fell into this gig to some extent. I've done some work with video, and I went to school for film, and I was at Newegg at a point in time when they were starting to invest more in social media platforms like Facebook, as well as YouTube. I tentatively suggested, hey, sure, I can do a video every now and then. And I started doing videos, and people seemed to like them, so I kept doing videos. So it's honestly, when I first started, me being on camera was something that I was a lot less comfortable with. I was very,
Me too.
yeah. So that took a while to get used to, but I think due to the feedback I've gotten from people has really helped me a lot, because people are usually very positive, or if they have something critical to say, it's usually in a constructive way. So I really appreciate all those types of things, and now I'm on the YouTubes. Although it is, like I said in my vlog, it can be draining at times. So that's why a lot of times, like midweek, I'll be at work doing videos all day, and I don't always have quite as much of the energy left over to go home and keep doing videos. Although I did that on Monday this week because video cards were launching. Okay. What's your opinion on a Gigabyte 764 gigabyte and an i5 3570K? Sounds like it would be a great gaming setup.
Yeah.
Upgrading from GTX 650 Ti, should I get the AMD R7 265 or GTX 750 Ti? I can't comment on the 265 yet because it's not out, although it seems like it is benchmarking above the 750 Ti, although it does cost a bit more. I would say that 650 Ti to 750 Ti isn't going to be a huge jump for you. So unless you're really concerned about power savings, I guess if those are the three cards you're looking at, probably R7 265, just if you're looking for the most gaming performance possible. But yeah, again, those are slightly different price points by, I think, 20 or 30 bucks. I'm not really sure what the 265 is going to be selling for. Is that Linus in the background monitor? No, that's Austin. Joanne, lean to the side so they can see Austin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Austin and Logan back there. I just wanted to mix it up.
You can see every pore.
Logan's eyes are gonna pop off. Yeah, we've been posting. If you Google the internet, do Google image search for the internet, the most fantastic picture you've ever seen comes up as the first result, and we've been using that. But I wanted to mix it up this week, so I was amazed to find such a high-res picture of Logan, and then we were giving Austin a hard time and yoked yesterday, so I threw him up there. And now I'm back to the old tweets. So I have, speaking of Logan.
Yes, anything?
Speaking of Logan.
Anything but love Logan. Mwah.
Yes, we all love Logan here. He's fantastic. So,
Kane is my favorite.
Oh, Kane. Yeah, hi.
Kane.
I remember you. Yeah.
Kane got Google Glass, and that's all he's been tweeting about lately. Is like, I have Google Glass, and here's the pictures I've taken with my face. Very exciting. All right, so I have some stories that I stole directly from the tech. Actually, the Netflix stories were also covered on the tech, but in all honesty, Steve sent those my way, so I got to give him credit. But here's stories from the tech.
What do you have for us next?
So if you guys want to watch the tech, Logan posted just today. Check it out. It's on Tech Syndicate's YouTube channel, or Raise the World YouTube channel. But here's a few stories that Logan and Wendell were talking about today that I decided to steal and talk about as well. First off, Microsoft has launched Office Online. Cool, huh?
Yes.
So they've given Office.com a new look. This basically seems to be a competition, or providing some sort of competition, I guess. With
like the Word series and stuff?
Like Google Docs.
Oh, okay. I see Excel on there and Word. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
So you go to Office Online and you can do collaborative stuff and you can share stuff, and it's super sweet. So
what do you guys feel about 8.1? Still haven't converted yet to 8.
What?
My friends are forcing me to, but
your friends are forcing you to upgrade to Windows 8?
8.1, yeah, because for my new system.
Do you have Windows 8?
No, I need to buy a copy of it.
Oh, you're building a new system.
Yeah, new system.
For no apparent
it's
reason.
There's a reason. There needs to be a system in every room in the house.
A new system to not play video games on.
No, it's for editing and gaming.
Oh,
editing and gaming. Yes.
Yes. Joanne's gonna start a YouTube channel. We'll tell you what it is once she makes it.
I'm just buying the equipment right now, and yeah. But
we're probably gonna go a little over today, but I'm cool with that if you guys are. Here's another. I really like this story that Logan brought up. This is about internet trolls. It's an article from therap.com. A report from the University of Manitoba finds people who troll on the internet exhibit traits of sadism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism in real life.
Looks like the Green Goblin with a much bigger nose.
So you're a psychology major. I was hoping you'd expound upon, you go off on psychopathy.
Okay, here.
What's Machiavellianism?
Honestly, I don't remember.
That's
Hey, I've read a lot. Okay, there's like a lot of classes I've taken. Can you give me a hint?
It has to do with Tupac and the Illuminati.
Really?
Alter your body.
Oh.
Goes like a 12 gauge.
No, it's nothing good, right? It's nothing good.
Home with me. What? I'm completely.
No, I was gonna say that like his hat looks like a cornucopia. Therefore, he must have some sexual issues.
Stay in school, kids.
Hey.
Yeah. What? How is this being handed to me? This just in.
Breaking news.
Look, it's an Asus Titan Black.
Oh my goodness! It says GPU tweak. Oh, for some reason I thought it was torque. I'm like, what?
Asus Titan Black with the new GPU torque software allows you to.
Hey, that could be very sexy. Torquing that, rear exhaust.
Gesticulate inappropriately while playing your favorite games. Titan Black, yeah, that's pretty exciting. Got the Asus version here. This is this.
Can we actually open it up?
This is reference.
Oh.
Should we open this on air?
Yeah.
Do you guys want us to open the Titan Black right now?
I just want to see what it looks like. Come on.
Hold on, I gotta switch back over. It's not a 750 Ti. Yes, thank you for your sympathies about all the 750 Ti. Who handed this to me? That was Mr. Lamb, who just came in here. I don't know where this came from. Benchmark it. We're gonna benchmark this on air right now.
Like right now.
No.
Come on. Where's your station? Where's your workstation?
I don't have any cutting tool. Oh, yeah, I do.
Okay.
Of course I do.
Pliers.
My favorite thing to do here in the office is when somebody comes up and asks me for something, to be able to keep looking at them and reach to the side and pick it up and hand it to them. I like doing that. The best time it happened was recently. Jenny came up to me, and she was getting parts for a system, and she was like, I have this she had a micro ATX, one of the Gigabyte micro ATX sniper motherboards. And she's like, yeah, but we're actually switching the case, so I'm looking for a full ATX. And I was able to reach to the side and grab the ATX version of that same motherboard. I
Imagine golden light going whoosh, washing over me.
I thought I was going to open the box. That's cool.
Oh, no, here. You can have
No,
this.
I'm just kidding. Go right ahead.
Okay.
Sorry, let's go.
Oh my gosh. Crinkling of the plastic.
Full screen, I switched. Sorry about that. What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Yay.
Oh, black PCB, nice. I'm glad they went with this. Well, it is black, but yeah.
It is the Titan Black.
But I'm just saying, some use blue, but I just prefer it to be black.
This is the reference design version of the Titan Black, which looks exactly like the 780 Ti, the original Titan 780, and the 770.
Just modeling it for you guys.
But it's still quite nice. That's not to say anything bad about it. It's just I was hoping it might be like a DirectC 2 version or something like that from Asus. But there you go, Titan Black. Remember when we said that the 780 Ti was the best card? No, it's this. I'm sorry.
How much is it?
It's $1,000.
Oh my goodness! It's like as much as the original Titan.
Yes. So mainly it's to for people who already have a Titan. Like people not impressed.
What?
Yeah, I thought if they did a black powder coating over all the silver on that, I think that would be a cool visual statement. I mean, they did all the black. They did it on the thin array in there and everything, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, still a very cool card.
It is, and plus, all you really want to look for is performance anyway, right?
Oh, we didn't get through all the stories that I stole from Tech.
Oh, we didn't. Wait, there is one fun thing I want to talk about too. Nope.
Me now. All right, so this is just a warning to anybody out there who's using an Asus router. They're potentially compromised. I pulled this up because I have an Asus router, and I'm going to be looking into this weekend. I think I'm okay because I actually haven't turned on the FTP or AI Cloud functionality of mine. But basically, if you have FTP or AI Cloud and you have an Asus router and it has not been had a firmware update, disconnect it right now or disable FTP and AI Cloud, because there's a pretty reasonable security flaw with that right now. And in fact, people can just go in and basically get a full list of your network attached storage or that sort of thing. So it's a security vulnerability, and some well-meaning hackers, because those do exist out there, people who participate in hacktivism, as it is called, have gone in and put this text file on a lot of people's routers. So look on your router, see if this text file is there on your storage. It says it's an automated message being sent out to everyone affected. Your Asus router and your documents can be accessed by anyone in the world with an internet connection. You need to protect yourself and learn by reading. There's an article they link to, and a list of vulnerable IP addresses. And
oh, geez.
Yeah, kind of interesting. So if you find that particular text file sitting in your shared folders on your network, then yeah, you might want to look into that. So
it's all about the data hacking these days.
All right, so, but Joanne has which one?
I have a couple stories. Let's see. These are little short ones. I just kind of want to like throw them out there. Okay, so one of them is the I believe, is it LaCie or
I think it's LaCie.
LaCie, right? Yeah. They're going to release. Have they released? Oh yeah, they're going to announce today of the availability of a 5 terabyte 3.5-inch drive. In its 3 Thunderbolt series.
To be clear here, it is a Seagate 5 terabyte hard drive.
It is Seagate, but Seagate was not the one to announce it, and I believe this was the first time that like.
So Seagate teamed up with LaCie to initially only provide these 5 terabyte drives in these LaCie Thunderbolt storage systems.
Yes, the 5 big, 2 big, and the D2.
Sweet.
Yeah, and. Just a little background, LaCie has been part of Seagate since 2012, in case you didn't know. And these are going to be SATA 3 drives at 7,200 RPM. Nice. So that's pretty sweet. And
ST5000DX000.
Oh. And that's the model. And the addition to the drive option means that the LaCie's Thunderbolt series can now up its capacities by 20%, which is quite a big difference, isn't it?
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'd be curious, did they have anything about like how many platters it uses or anything like that?
They didn't go into super detail, but like they were just announcing it as
5 1-terabyte platters or something like that, or maybe 1.4, 1.2.
They didn't have anything like that, but they said that with the 5 big Thunderbolt storage device, you can have up to 25 terabyte of raw storage space. So
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I feel like with hard drives, we were stuck at 3 terabyte for a really long time before we saw 4, and now we have 4 for quite some time, but finally we got 5 coming out. I feel like hard drives, they're going to need to keep ramping up the capacity in order to maintain that value against SSDs.
You know, I would love to see like a 5 terabyte SSD. Just
I'd love to. Those already exist. I mean, yeah, well, I mean, there's enterprise level stuff. There's like military stuff that.
Oh no! I meant like to the consumers.
Level,
yeah. Because right now, what is it at 1 terabyte for SSD?
Yeah, I mean the most.
Yeah.
If you want to call it practical, 1 terabyte SSDs at consumer level are, you know, marginally reasonable, but they're still very expensive. To me, it makes more sense to buy several of the smaller drives and set them up in a RAID configuration or something like that. Okay, so there's
that, and I also wanted to go over the Big Rep 1. They're 3D printers, because normally you see the little ones where they print out like little figurines or maybe utensil sets or whatnot. 3D printer, which store is
I don't know. These are all out of order, Joanne. I told you to give them to me in order, and now they're out of order.
No, that was the last one I sent you, I believe. I sent you like one last link. But basically,
I don't think I copied that one.
You didn't?
I thought I did, but I don't think I did.
Well, maybe you didn't. But well, it's still in the email. It's just.
I closed the email.
Oh, okay. Well, basically, it's basically you see these smaller printers that print smaller objects, but they've decided to have a much larger one. It is 45 by 39 by 47 inches, and I believe it's made of aluminum. And basically, it can print like full sets, like a table, for example. So I wish we had that up. Maybe we could find that Big Rep 3D printer. Yeah, and it's just great. If honestly, I guess who would this be? You know, the most beneficial to. Like if you
a
print
massive 3D printer.
Yeah, that prints like little tables.
Can print whole pieces of furniture.
Yeah, like look, go scroll down.
Oh.
And I guess that's what it looks like, aluminum structure, but like this, like a really fancy table, Is
it plastic?
Well, they have different materials that you can print from. You can print from lay wood, lay brick, which are, I guess, variations of wood and, more solid material, as well as plastic. And then I'm guessing you could just paint over it, unless they offer like color options, which I didn't see in this article. So, but yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I mean, you should take a look at the detail on that little table set. It's like very...
Yeah, like I want to go back in time and like find like a Chinese emperor's master carpenter who spends like 10 years of his life crafting something like this, and bring him to today and be like, watch, and like push a button, and like, and like a couple hours it prints out something.
And it's like, here's your table. Yeah. And then he'll probably end up beheading that awesome artist man who would have gone on to create, like some beautiful furniture instead, and just take your machine. Just saying.
I would take his swords away before I brought him to the future.
His swords? Really? Because his massive army of like how many people? You're just gonna...
I think we're in two different hypothetical scenarios here, Joanne.
Well, anyway, you would be killing a very innocent, talented man.
No, I didn't want to kill him. I just wanted to take him. I just wanted to tear him out of his time, bring him to the future, show how his life's work is basically futile, and then bring him back and say, like, there you go, live the rest of your life. That's all.
Yeah, take someone's job and their head.
Yeah. Okay, we're over right now.
Wait, hold on. One more thing.
Joanne's got more.
I did want to talk about how much it cost. It cost $39,000.
Oh, for the printer itself?
Yes.
Oh.
So I don't know. Maybe if you wanted to start your own business, like little restaurant, or what would you use it for aside from that highly unlikely scenario?
I mean, honestly, the intricacy of this little table here looks pretty awesome, but it also looks like it's made of cheap plastic. So I would be interested in what types of materials this could print with, how sturdy it is, if it's printing furniture.
Like I said, it could.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you could
types of wood and
design. It can print wood.
Yeah, look, I told you, lay wood. Lay wood, mix of wood fibers and polymers, or lay brick, sandstone-like filament using the fused deposition modeling technique. Okay. So, and of course, plastics. But
I'm down for lay wood.
Yeah. What?
What?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I have one last story. So Steve did a bunch of research for us this afternoon and sent it over. And while I ignored most of what he sent, I didn't really ignore it. I was just like,
Paul loves you. Don't worry.
We love Steve.
Yeah.
He's
Wait,
awesome.
we? I'm just kidding. No, we love you. We love you. We love you.
I just want to send a warning to anyone out there with a cat that your cat is probably making you depressed. That's what we want to end today's story on.
Wait.
Sorry, Mike's giving you this look. What?
Which reminds me, dogs make you happy. Ah, yeah.
Yes. That's just math right there. If cats make you sad, dogs make you happy.
You gotta have the equilibrium.
Here's a story on Popular Science. Cat bites are linked to depression.
Because they hurt.
Yeah. So they actually they went through the health records of 1.3 million people. Oh, dang it, I just turned on word wrap and I just destroyed everything. I'm using Notepad for my notes right now. It's totally... All right. 1.3 million people they tested here. So this is no like, well, we tried 200 people. 1.3 million people over the course of 10 years. And they found an unusual link between cat bites and depression. More than 41% of those who had been presented to hospitals with cat bites were also treated for depression at some point. And 86% of the people that had been both bitten and diagnosed with depression were women. So
I feel like that's just, I don't know.
It's science. This is not, they're not making this up. They're not saying, well, women are more susceptible to cat bites.
No, I'm not saying that, but it's like a correlation. It's not really like a cause and effect thing.
But it's data.
You're
right
telling
there.
me that people go to doctors to get treated for cat bites?
I'm saying the cats have some sort of depression-secreting enzyme that comes out of their mouth or their fangs, probably.
I think if people are going to the doctor for their cat bites, they probably are depressed and want to talk to the doctor about being depressed, and their cat disrupted it.
You know what's depressing?
That's actually pretty...
What?
That could be proving this entire story false, but I still stand by the fact that every time a cat climbs up on your belly and does this thing, they're taking their own fear and hatred of the world and injecting it into you.
No, they're actually trying to find your internal...
I don't know. I don't really have anything particularly against cats, but
I think
when
what's
I
more...
saw this story, I was like, it seems like a
But
valid...
what's more depressing are cat scratches, because it's never ending, I think anyway. It's like one heals and then like 3 more. And then you're just like, oh my god, I'm a victim of cat abuse. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And dogs make you happy.
Yeah, with their licks and their furriness and their look in their eyes, you know.
Chezz I don't hate cats.
No, cats are cute. They're really cute. They're just plotting evil things.
We had a cat. We had a cat when I was growing up. Her name was Heidi. She was a stray. My sister brought her in off the street. She was a good cat.
Heidi?
Yeah, Heidi.
It's so weird to me.
I didn't get to choose any of the names of our pets.
No. I'm just saying that when people use like people names for pets, it's very interesting to me. It's like, this is my dog, like Robert or something. That's just kind of weird to me.
Like Fred.
Yeah, or something. I wouldn't generally name them like Fluffy, Oreo, like Dot. Like those kind of pet names.
We got a Lhasa Apso when I was very young. I wanted to name it Spike because I thought that sounded pretty cool when I was like 5. And all my sisters and the rest of my family overruled me and named it Muffin.
Oh, how cute!
Yeah.
Muffin. Is it Muffin Tops?
She was a Lhasa Apso.
What is an Opso? I'm thinking ocelot, like the wild cat.
Lhasa Apso. They usually have really long, silky hair, but we live in Southern California, so she usually had a puppy cat and it was shaved short. But yeah, she's a good dog.
You know what's cute? Huskies, Siberian Huskies. Yeah, they're so cute. Oh.
Yeah, but I wouldn't raise a husky in Southern California. I just feel bad because you have to keep them shaved if you're nice,
That's what I heard. I was gonna get one, but then maybe we might get. What am I looking at? I don't remember. But anyway, okay. Moving past the dog topic.
Robo Hazard said he's gonna name his cat Paul. I would be honored. Truly honored. My gerbil's name is 27.
Really?
That's awesome.
Where? My gerbil's name is 27.
Dragon Demon 1302 has a gerbil named 27. I like that. Just pick a random number. Okay. Chezz is getting bored, so we're gonna...
Yeah, and he's like, wrap it up, guys, wrap it up.
No, we're going a little bit over. So we're going to close, as we have been, by thinking up some brilliant trolley type message for you guys to send to Linus. I have no idea if he's gotten any of these, or he's even aware that we're still doing our live show.
Linus, please, please tone it down.
What? Tone it. Oh,
what?
Joanne has actually met Linus now, so you know.
I have met him, and I believe he should tone it down.
Really?
Yeah.
He's too intense.
Too intense, dude. Too intense.
All right, so the message you guys need to send to Linus today.
Paul hates cats.
Just chill out. Oh, and Paul hates cats.
Oh, he has
no,
two
don't
cats.
tell him Paul. I like
What?
cats.
No, tell Linus Paul hates cats. Do you hate cats? Okay.
All right, so tell Linus to chill out or tone it down.
And Paul hates your cats.
Paul.
Yeah, that's right.
Mean,
hates your cats.
I'm sure somebody's still going to tell him that Paul hates cats. I really don't hate cats. Although I do have a YouTube channel called Paul Dog Tips that I've made, but I haven't posted any videos to it yet. Who knows? Linus loves. All right.
No.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into our live show again. If you're not already familiar with our new schedule, we're doing the live streams on Friday. We'll be uploading this to YouTube on Monday if you guys want to check it out or go back and look at, I don't know, random stuff that we've said. Yoked is on Tuesdays and Thursdays. What are we calling the other thing?
Q&A.
Q&A.
Yeah.
Q&A is on Wednesdays. You can send your questions to qandegg@gmail.com. And Jenny's been going through those and picking out good ones for us to answer. And that's all. Any closing words, Joanne?
Like random?
Anything you want to say right now?
I'm hungry.
Joanne is hungry. And with that, we sign off. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Wait. We love you all.
Oh, and we love you all.